in Exeter, one of Brunel's original stations, with the broad eaves and the cut stone for the doorways and the windows. But now, cross over the bridge and come and see the slightly younger station.
Yes, it's somewhat different in the way it trains than what I used to remember as a boy, with the kings and the castles and the halls running through here.
Not quite the same, these, are they?
No, no, no.
But at least there's still one station here.
At least there's still the station's open,
Yeah.
and it's functional. Yeah.
And quite a contrast, really, to what it used to be, and an even bigger contrast when we start looking across here to where the old S&D station used to be.
The S&D station there, well, 7 platforms as far as I can recollect, and used to be quite busy, you know, throughout the year.
Yeah.
Nothing left there but empty ground.
Yeah. And then over on this side,
yeah,
what do we have
on
over
this
here?
side there, the line used to run in a diagonal across there. The Highbridge Great Western Box used to be right here in front of us. And the line used to intersect across between the tracks there.
Yeah, well, and go under the bridge.
Under the bridge,
and that
through
was
the
route
Burnham
through the
side.
Running through Highbridge Great Western Station. And there, right across that important main line, runs the little branch to Highbridge Wharf and Burnham-on-Sea of the Somerset and Dorset joint. The line is used for goods only now, and we'll follow the goods train through the town of Highbridge to its lonely end and come to Highbridge Wharf. There it is, the place the Somerset and Dorset hoped to establish as an enormous port. The hope was partly realized. That's what it's like now. Highbridge Wharf, your hopes have died. They flow like driftwood down the tide, out into the open sea. Oh, sad, forgotten S&D.
When John Betchman came down here, we stopped at every station. And John Betchman used to get out and have a chat with the station staff until we eventually come to Burnham.
I couldn't get into the waiting rooms and the booking hall because they were locked. The Southern Railway renamed the place Burnham-on-Sea in a hope to attract railway traffic.
It was so special because it was our one trip to Burnham each year with the Sunday school treats. All the way down, we had this sense of being very excited. You were overwhelmed with it all because it was the only mode of travel that we experienced in those days, barring a bicycle. And when we got near the seaside, as you say, we did open down the windows just to smell of the sea, and we were getting near and that sort of thing. And the seagulls flying overhead, and so they were welcoming us as well, you know.
I remember when he got out at Burnham, he shook hands and said cheerio, and he went up on the seafront, he jumped the boat, made a bit of a dance, he said, air like wine. Air like wine, yes.
It's a beautiful seaside place. The air on the sands and on the pier is like wine.
But the days of Burnham as a railway destination would soon be over. The wind of change was blowing, and there would be no more Sunday school treats. A rapid decline began as the beaching report took effect. Morale collapsed, and closure, when it came 3 years after John Betjeman's visit, was almost a relief. Nobody seemed to care anymore.
Yes, when the scrap merchants came in, they more or less had a free hand, and
yeah, had the lot.
They were all burnt up, and it seemed to railmen that the question was to get it up as quick as you can before somebody says leave it and we'll open it up again.
All done quick. Sleepers and all.
In decent haste, you know.
What's more, it's wrong in every way. When we all of us know that road traffic is becoming increasingly hellish on this overcrowded island, and that in 10 years from now, there'll be 3 times as much traffic on English roads as there is today. What will the West Country be like then? How will we get anywhere in summer, except by railway? How will we see any country, except from a train? I think it's more than likely that we'll deeply regret the branch lines we've torn up and the lines that we've let to go to rot.
Today, the M5 motorway blocks the trackbed of this railway, and exit 22 is now the junction for Burnham.
Burnham-on-Sea. The Somerset and Dorset Railway brought you prosperity a century ago. Burnham-on-Sea. In 10 years' time, when the roads are so full of traffic, we'll all be going by train again. You'll be grateful you still have a railway to your town. Don't let Dr. Beeching take it away from you.
The going of that train was a real heartache. It really was to us people that had no car and not much money. It was really like losing a good friend.
And in the last of the series next week, a look at the heyday of the Western, Clevedon and Portishead Light Railway.